Belgium.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are heading to Belgium. To not the very beginning, but for the beginning for spontaneous fermented beer as we know it. Today I will review a beer from the brewery, the Lambic brewery Oud Beersel. This is their Oud Kriek Vieille. So this is a Lambic fermented with cherries. There are 400 grams of cherries per liter of beer. So first, when you make spontaneous fermented beer, you of course let it cool in these called cool ships. And you let them be wide open so all the bacteria and special microflora can go in and do its work on the beer. This will then be aged for several years, 1 to 3 years, right? And then you make a blend called Oud Beersel, which is the blend of 1, 2, and 3 year old Lambic, right? And the next step to make Kriek sherry Lambic is that you add the cherries for another second fermentation, and then you bottle condition it. Then you let it ferment on the bottle as well. And this one, so this is one of the traditional Lambic breweries. These guys has been around, or the brewery at least, since 1882. Can you get that? 1882, that's crazy. And this brewery is located 10 kilometers outside of Brussels. And since they use the traditional method of making Oude Kriek, or making Kriek sherry Lambic, it's European trademark or European protected. You see this symbol here, right? And that's because they got no additives, no preservation things, no preservations in this. This is just pure yeast, bacteria, cherries. So this is at 6% ABV, and I'm so excited to try this. Amazing. Yeah, that's the sound you want. That's absolutely the sound you want. It's alright. I am excited. Check this out. Wow. Like, look at the color of that. This is pretty cool. So, as you already can see, it's really really dark coloring on this one, like red, purple-ish. It's really, as you can see, and it's very bubbly. You know, it's not a lot of head on the beer, but it's still quite carbonated somehow. I don't know if you can see it, or maybe my glass is dirty. I have no idea. But okay, immediately you get those deep sherry aromas combined with some like vinegary-ish notes, just a little bit. It's really like fresh fruit and a complicated, it's hard to describe, but you get that oakiness, that funkiness, most definitely. Of course it's funky, it's spontaneous fermented yeast strains from out of the air, you know. That is close to natural as you can get. I think it smells really fantastic, and it got some kind of licorice-ish vibes going on, but mostly sherry, funk, oak. And it really, summertime here in Sweden, when the cherry trees or the cherry fruits are getting ready, that is pretty awesome. I love Lambic. Did I tell you? It's my favorite brand of beer, and with good reason. Like, this is good stuff. It's alright. Let's give it a try. Oh my god. Damn. The sherry flavors, they're so fresh, so good. Like it really tastes like actual cherries, but on steroids somehow. And it got that extra acidity edge that gives it like complexity and nuance, funky, and yet some sort of that woodiness, oakiness that you would imagine from oak aging. And it's sour, but it's not like unpleasantly sour. I think it's balanced, you know. And I guess it has to do with the cherries. I don't know how the sugar content in these cherries, but you know, you really can taste there's 400 grams per liter beer. That's a lot of fruit. And like, and it's not overpowering. I've tried Oude Krieks before that they're still good, but they demand a bit more time, a bit more work because they have such high acidity. And especially if you try some Oud Beersel as well, just the plain Lambic, you know, then that can be really sour, like pure vinegar. But I have always been a big fan of sour tasting beer. And I mean like beers that's supposed to be sour, not sour because they are sour, because they're bad. And I think it's really good. This is more like a balanced thing. This is one sherry beer that I would not be scared that anyone would think it was too much. This is a bit on the lighter side. I don't know your experience with Oude Kriek. I've tried this is the first one I tried from Oud Beersel. I haven't tried much from Oud Beersel actually, but I've tried the Driefonteinen Oude Kriek, and I've tried Boone's Oude Kriek. This is somewhere in between. Imagine Driefonteinen being the sour one and Boone being a lighter one. This is just like the perfect middle ground. Really complex acidity. This is the real sour beer. Not any of those fast-made sours. I can love a Berliner Weisse, but this is something else for sure. This is really good. But I can't give it. This will get 8.54 from me. This is actually really good. Like if this would have been like one notch higher, it would have been maybe a 10, but 8.54 is just where this lands. So this was the Kriek Vieille from Oud Beersel. This beer.